Hello everyone. Today what we're going to be working on is completing this entire unit test, problem by problem, step by step. Make sure you have a piece of paper handy so when I'm doing the problems, you're doing them with me. You're not just watching me do the math, you're doing the math with me. And hopefully by doing this you will have a better understanding of how to answer the questions that are being asked. Okay, so this is the first one. It says, what is the amplitude of this? All right? So this is in this form, y equals a sine bx minus c plus d. All right, so right now we're going to highlight different things. All right, so we're just going to use this problem and we're going to use it to find different things that they could ask you. Okay, right now this is what's the amplitude. Well, even though you can't see it, there's a -1 right there. So the a value, is -1. This makes this problem really easy because the absolute value of a will always be your amplitude. Okay? Alright, so what is going to be our amplitude? What is the absolute value of -1? The absolute value of -1 is +1. So I'm just going to put 1 for my answer. But what if it asked you for what the b value is? The b value is 8. Well, what is the b value attached to? B value is attached to what's known as the length of the period. And the period is always 2 pi over the b value. Alright? So if I said, what is 2 pi divided by b, that would reduce to pi over 4. And the length of our period for this particular problem would be pi over 4. If it asked you, give you the exact same equation, asked you for the period. Okay. What does the c value deal with? The c value, which is 3, deals with the phase shift. Well, the phase shift, everybody, is equal to the c value divided by the b value. All right, so what is our c value? Our c value is 3. Our b value is 8. So our phase shift would be 3/8. Now the last thing that you have to worry about, which is the easiest one in my opinion, is the d value, which is the midline. Okay, so if I said, hey, what's the midline going to be? All right, our d value was equal to 5. So our d value equals 5. So that means our midline is y equals 5. That'd be your answer. But in this particular case, all right, it's just asking for the amplitude, which is 1 unit. I just want to make sure you guys know what is A, B, C, and D help you find. A helps you find your amplitude because the absolute value of A is your amplitude. B helps you find your period because 2 pi divided by B will always equal the length of your period. All right. The C value helps you find your phase shift along with the B value because it's C divided by B. And last but not least, the midline is just whatever the D value is. It's y equals 5. All right. There we go. Let's go over here. Amplitude is simply 1 unit long. And we go on to the next question. All right. Now this one says, what is the midline? Well, that's going to be pretty easy. We just kind of talked about it. All right. So I'm going to identify the things once again. Right, we have A, we have B, we have C, then we have D. This one says, what is the midline? Well, the midline is the D value, and our D value is -10. If it asks us for the amplitude, I'm just going to show you how to find the other parts just for practice. All right. Right now, we're just trying to learn the process, so it doesn't matter what the numbers are. The numbers are going to change, but the process stays the same. The amplitude is the absolute value of A. Well, what is our A value? Our A value is -5, so the absolute value of -5 is 5, so our amplitude would be 5. What would be the length of our period? All right, the length of our period will always be the formula 2 pi divided by b. Well, it looks like our b value is 2 pi, so our period is going to be a very short period. It's going to be pretty easy. 2 pi divided by 2 pi, the length of our period is going to be 1 unit. All right, what would be the phase shift? The phase shift would equal the c value divided by the b value. All right. And our c value, now this one's a little bit tricky, all right? It says +1, okay? But we're in this form. a, I'm going to put a cosine bx minus c plus d. So I'm going to say our c value is actually -1, all right, and our b value, all right, is 2 pi, all right, and so our phase shift is going to be c divided by b, -1 over 2 pi. So basically, -1 over 2 pi would be our phase shift. But our problem just simply asks us for our d value, our midline. Okay, so we're just going to write in right here, we're going to write in -10 and be done. I realize I'm doing a little bit more work than I need to. I'm just trying to help you guys understand how to find different parts of your sine or cosine function. Oh. There we go. -10.